King and Yates, they bridging the gap. From the US to Dubai, put pins on the map. Ball is life and that's a fact. And a baller's life, about that exact. King and Yates, they bridging the gap. From the US to Dubai, put pins on the map. There's a time to score and a time to assist. Ain't no I in team, let the winning commence. From generation to generation, game don't stop. The new and old school got the game on lock. It's all legendary, it's all necessary. We all been all-stars before February. And after that, King and Yates, after racks. But really trying to get some wins, not just padding stats. Two basketball lovers through happenstance. Built a bond that led to greatness that it...
Listen, they bridging the gap. Listen, they bridging the gap.
Yeah,
they bridging the gap.
Sir. A little round of applause there, and a little different. BTG Nation right back in it, doing our special break time. Loading them up for you out here. OG over here with the lollipop, like an old school Southern pimp over here. You got me thinking of Mike Epps and How High with the Baby Blue. Powder.
I'm thinking more of my man from, what's the joint? Oh my God, was it Cuddy? From, something the Benjamins.
All About the Benjamins?
Nah, not that. This is a little more dramatic. Chris Tucker was in it.
Money.
With Lorenz Tate. Remember that?
Yeah. Dead President.
Yeah. And you know, he was the pimp.
Yeah, Dead President. Yeah. Oh, we're talking about 90s movies. And I hate to be that nostalgic guy, but even the early 2000s, we still had a good run of those fun-filled movies until I don't know when it started getting crazy, and things just stopped.
I can tell you when. There should have never been a remake of How High.
That was recent though, dog.
There should have never been a remake of How High.
But how did it get to that point is the issue, dog. Like, what is going on? BTG Nation, here we are back in live from Dubai, episode 7 of season 4. You guys know what it is. We're here, Who Mountain Dubai, Who Mountain DXB, Who Mountain.ae. If you're listening to us on the audio platforms, thank you. Make sure you leave a good review and give us some ratings. Give us all pleasant ones, please. YouTubers, keep subscribing, keep sharing. We're doing our thing. You guys are helping us with a lot. And I didn't mention this last episode, but everybody from Soul DXB, the people from the community that have been listening and took the time to stop us and stop me and give us just some extra encouragement. Thank you. Every year around this time, when I go outside a little bit more, we see people from the community and they let us know that they're watching. I think that's so dope. And we're going to keep growing. We're going to keep doing some things. Anything you want to say to them? Because they don't see you out. They probably think you don't even exist.
You know, it's funny. I want to go to those things because there's some great music performances, but there's always something that happens. Either I got something crazy at work or something happens that just, that I can't control and I can't make it. So I'm pissed about that. But, for all those people, though, they show you love on the outside. But, hey, man, if you watch or listen, just comment. Yeah. Then we know for sure. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Whether you disagree or agree, comment either way.
Yeah, let's talk. Let's collaborate. And so, OG, we about to get into the mix, start the energy off real nice. And I got to say, some people call me and let me know that I've been a little too biased.
Biased about what?
It's really, really, really hardcore energy. Real masculine. You know what I'm saying? We're not really understanding that we do have some women that listen to the pod too. Now, not to say that some of the women don't like the hip hop that we play, because we do know that they do as well. But how they say, when are you gonna slow it down for us? And so, and Gerald, I know you listening, Gerald. We got some vibes for you right here. I know how you like to get into your bag, and it's getting cozy. It's cozy season right now. Everybody in the desert, you kind of get a small glimpse of it depending on where you live out here. But back at the crib, It's s'mores, it's hot chocolate, it's fireplaces.
I don't know about the s'mores and the hot chocolate.
It's a little bit of everything. It's a little. I was in the mountains, so we doing all types of stuff.
It's more like a good brandy and.
Yeah, they got that too, And so for this here, we got something a little different for you from Lee Bueller, setting the tone now for our young bucks. Depending on what age you are, this could be a lesson for you to get you a little bit of game, make you a little bit smoother in your approach. We can't be letting Soulja Boy and Lil Yachty and Lil Baby and them dictate how you guys are approaching and taking care of your ladies. So for those of you that shouldn't be listening, this is your time to tune out, fast forward. But for everybody else, let's get into it with the smooth tunes.
You are now tuned in to the world's famous Lee Bueller.
You're going to like this one right here, baby.
Listen, they bridging the gap. They bridging the gap.
Man, shit ain't got serious.
Come on, man. King, how you feeling, man? Did I do ladies some justice?
That took me back.
You think they got a little love on that one?
Oh, for sure.
I think we did all right with that one. I think so.
They got us on our knees begging, crying. Like, they got us all showing our emotions
in the rain.
Yeah, they got us.
Saying? But think about that though, right? It's always funny. People talk about music and art. Period. Art always reflects the times, and sometimes it inspires the next times. And the old heads used to write poems and stuff back in the day. They used to get in there and do their thing with stuff like
Tupac.
Yeah, it was a different vibe when you was jonesing and macking on your lady. Like, it's a little bit different, man. It's funny. It'll get back there though, but it's a lot of simping going on right now because now the women so hard. From what I've heard and seen on social media, they got these hard hearts. They out here ain't been forgiven at all. At least that's what they say. But it always depends. But OG, before we get into the pod, this time I got something to set us off right. I got something real good for us over here. Quick and easy. Oh.
Blame no one. I blame no one. I look in the mirror. On the other side of it, what an opportunity we have, because tomorrow's the first day of the rest of our lives. So what an opportunity we have to practice. I blame.
That's it. I didn't say too much. What an opportunity you have, because tomorrow you'll get an opportunity to practice. Practice whatever it is that you got in your mind. Practice what you preach. Practice what it is that you're desiring, but you have an opportunity tomorrow. And be thankful for that. Because you can't blame anyone, he says. That's from the GOAT. That's from the big dog Denzel. You can't blame anyone. You got to take a look in the mirror. It's a good way to start the episode off, sure. I think. Sure. And so, OG, man, you got anything that's been pressing that you've been wanting to talk about? Anything that you've been noticing outside? Anything that's been like, a little alarming? So maybe some lack of information or some attire that's been a little disappointing or anything like that?
Something recently that I can comment on?
Something that you might have been thinking about.
Something that, of course, I've been always on how the young guys approach opportunities, especially business opportunities, and how, you got to dress the part, look the part, feel the part, act the part. And, coming into that, I'm a little late coming into, to the studio, and I get a chance I glance over. I missed it the first time, but the second time I walk by, I see a sport coat over there. Okay, Snipes.
Yeah. Okay,
nice sport coat, it can be business casual, or, nice clean pickup. But I'm like, where's the rest of it? This cat say,
This is it.
This is it. I said, no. Like, so you went to your conference today, right? Yeah, it was an important conference, right? Yeah. A lot of, very important people around the globe, they're powerful people.
Man, we talked about it We talked about it, COP28. The one we talked about the last episode. Big time conference.
Very powerful people there. Yeah. Making some important decisions for our future.
And the young 21-year-olds there having a hand in it.
Yeah. And so I'm like, okay, so slacks, You know, maybe you took them off, you know, so you can be a little more comfortable because you're setting up the podcast. But nah, this is it.
Yeah.
What you mean this is it? This is what I wore today with the sport coat. And let me just say that the pants and the shoes do not do the sport coat any justice.
Listen, and I'm gonna break it down for y'all, right? Got some Adidas NMDs, you know, those not the shell toes. And the pants we got like Aeropostale, Abercrombie and Fitch type like 5-pocket chinos with a little, little dust bar.
See, I don't worry so much about the name.
No, I need people to know it's a visual.
Right, but I'm just saying
super casual.
Right, but I'm saying, but just the look of it.
Yeah.
What kind of Adidas were those you said?
The NMDs. Those like the track shoes.
Okay. But let's talk about the condition of those shoes.
They've been through hell and back.
Those are some run me overs right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Those might have been the ones he had on when he got hit. Know what I'm saying? Those got ran over. You know what I'm saying? There's probably tread marks on the left one right now.
Yeah.
You know, well, not to say, what you had. It wasn't bad, but was it appropriate for the type of event you were in?
Yeah, but King, his counter was, I received a lot of compliments today.
Yeah. But there's a lot of other guys walking around like that. But, so there's two questions we have. Those people that were complimenting you, were there people your age group? Okay, so all of y'all in the same boat, right? All of y'all lost.
Yeah, and they might have been playing.
Yeah, you got to understand there's some sarcasm sometimes with the compliments. But, polo sometimes under a sport coat, okay.
I don't like it.
But not for this type of meeting.
Yeah, I don't like it.
And then if it is a polo that you're wearing with a sport coat for this type of event, it's got to be crisp.
Yeah.
The collar's got to be sharp and everything.
And it can't be peach.
Yeah.
It can't be peach.
That's what.
That ain't
what?
white. That ain't white, man.
What? That's peach.
That ain't white, man. That ain't white.
Hey, man.
Hey, just for you guys to know, we're not bullying him. This is some love that he gives him, tough love, because he decided to wear it out. And so we about to educate him next. We about to educate him next.
No, we bullying you. This is for your own betterment. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Gray sport coat, right?
Yeah.
What color are those pants? Dark blue. They peach colored polo and black shoes, right?
With red and black on the red and blue on the sole.
Man, you all over the place.
Yeah. And he don't have no belt on.
What?
No belt.
I know the pants so tight you don't need a belt, but come on, man. Like
What you carrying around here? You got a briefcase?
I didn't bring it with me.
But you have a briefcase? You have one?
Yeah, of course.
For real? Huh? You have 3 briefcases.
So no, what you just came from the conference though, right?
Yeah, I came with the bag.
What bag did you use? Let me see the bag.
Oh shit.
Oh shit. Oh.
Toss me the bag. You ain't getting on camera, but toss me the bag.
Hold on, man.
Right. This is with the sports coat.
That's the Hold on, man. No.
Hey, is this New York City landscape?
That's the bag you took for the conference today.
But I left it in the meeting room, so I didn't take it with me.
Oh, okay.
Because
so you walked around.
I saw a similar bag like that at camp yesterday.
With the 7-year-old?
With the age 5 to 7s, somebody left that bag. So the leaders of the free world are walking around with a backpack with a New York City landscape on it. From who says East Pack?
Yeah, that's East Pack. East Pack. That's made in the USA though, baby. Yeah. I was just playing. That really was from New York. So look, Snipe. Oh man. I didn't think we was gonna have to get into the suit conversation with him this soon.
Oh man.
Yeah. I had the suit conversation to break down early, right? So in high school, Coach Thomas and Coach King, Coach Thomas, he was on our podcast season 3 last year, assistant associate head coach at Georgetown. He came through and he just rewrote history for us. And so every away game, we used to have to wear a blazer with tie and slacks in a white shirt or a blue shirt. This is 10th grade, right? 10th grade until I graduated. And so I got a real early lesson on learning to tie and learning how to make it stretch with one blazer. And I had like 4 or 5 different pants, or 3 different pants. It was always black, khaki, and a navy blue, and maybe a gray. But we was getting our pants from Marshalls, right? And then the Marshalls, TJ Maxx, that's like brands for less.
Yes.
So you know what I'm saying? And so that's what you do when you first getting started. You learn how to tie the tie, and you put it together. And thank God for that, because when it was time for me to get suited and booted for real, I think I bought my first suit from Men's Warehouse. Mm-hmm. They had a little sale. I forgot what I was doing, but I was going to an interview for something, or I was going to an awards or something like that. But I was suited and booted. And then after college, I bought my first 2 real big dog suits. It was a Calvin Klein and something else. But I always learned, right? I was always taught to buy a gray suit and a navy blue suit to start off with, right? You get versatile. It's versatile, and you can split in between those with any different type of stuff, right? You see this famous clip going around with Steve Harvey talking about you get 5. You get the brown one, you get a blue one, you get a black, you get a gray, and you get something else. I ain't even gonna go that far, because everybody can't do a brown suit. I think when you go that far, you gotta have a little bit of dough, because that's when you got to switch up the shoes and all those other different things too. But you start, Snipes. You're going to start, because I'm going to take you suit shopping. I'm going to take you with you, go with you, so you make sure you get your right measurements too, because it stopped a little too short on the wrist. But we're going navy and we're going gray. And King, what else we got to get him with right on there after we get him into the right suits?
We got to get him with shirt and tie, man.
Yeah.
Like we got to throw those polos away.
Yeah.
After you make your first $1 million or $2 million, you can wear your polos whenever you want.
You can go Zuckerberg and Ballmer and all that. But that's the key, though. Sometimes you look at people, you think they got 7, 8 different suits. No. Yeah. What Drake say? Combination. You know what I'm saying? I got about 5 different shirts and I got different ties. Yep. Now you just got to make sure that you ain't playing. If you can't coach in them, so where you sweating in the linen, then that's a little bit different. Yeah. Then you gotta get them different. But what you doing, you can wear those pants and just stretch them out over there. And now the next thing I'm gonna talk to you about is the belts. You got to get 2 good belts. You got to get a good brown one, and you got to get a good black one. The brown one you get, it got to be the same color brown that you're gonna have as your shoes.
Yep.
Black one, it's the black one. You mix it up there, right? And now Coach King will get you into the sports coats action, because that's when you can really stretch it out.
Yes, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's for the stuff for the meetings, and for after 5.
Yeah. Because the sports coat ain't the same as the suit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you can make it versatile. But we're gonna get you there. And it's funny because I don't have any of my suits right now. I donated them. And I think King, you could probably tell them the story about how our suits changed the flight of the company.
Yes. So, as we were telling Snipes earlier, that once I accepted the position, we still needed to fill the second coach slot, of course. And so I had already interviewed 2 other candidates that I didn't know. One was in Florida and one was in New York. 3 actually. And, those were the top candidates based on the ownership of Hoop Mountain. Mm-hmm. But I knew that Coach Ryan was the guy I need to go to war with. And so not only did the suits help save us, but just the effort, and the foresight of what we needed to do, which is not have Coach Ryan do a Zoom meeting, which people were doing back then. Mm-hmm. We physically made sure he was present to do the interview in person. And we weren't, of course, with him being in there in person, getting a chance to express himself and go over his resume and things like that, and answer questions, he's going to knock people's socks off. But presentation is everything. Mm-hmm. And so when Coach Ryan walked in the door, he's suited and booted at 6'6", articulate, with a resume to back it up, education to back it up. It didn't just knock it didn't just knock on the door. It kicked the door down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it gave me the 100% support to hire him as the second coach.
Mm-hmm.
And if that didn't happen, there would not be a Hoop Mountain Dubai today.
Yeah.
There wouldn't be.
This is the thing. We're gonna paint another picture for you guys, right? It's better to be overdressed than underdressed.
Yeah.
Because when Coach talking about we were suited and booted, we were suited and booted in the Panera bread around a regular round table with breadcrumbs and bags of chips sitting around on the floor.
Yeah, bowls of soup.
Yeah. And for those of you that aren't familiar with Panera bread is like a Caribou coffee type cafe, but with sandwiches and all these type of different things, right? Wish I had one here because I missed the broccoli cheddar soup. But man, they don't know. You put it in a bread bowl too. Panera, if you need the franchise, come out.
Yes, sir.
For sure. But the one thing that I'll say about this is that when you get this suit stuff done, as you get older, Snipes, and then Uncle Ro put me on to this, and then Coach Thomas used to talk to us about this all the time, is as a man, you just never know when you need a suit.
Yep.
You just never know. Like literally when Coach called me, I had been going on interviews up and down the East Coast and doing things for about 6 months anyway. So I was suited and booted already. And then before I was in Nordstrom's and I was selling women's shoes and I was wearing a suit. And because I was wearing a suit, I was selling the most in the department from all the men, right? But when Coach called me and said, we got to go do this thing, first thing I said, do you need me suited? He was like, yeah, make sure you got the suit. And I had it, right? Sometimes people got to scramble and find a way to get there, but
you gotta dust them off.
You got to dust them all, right? And right now, I don't have my suit because when we got here, I just started to downsize because where we was at in
it's a
JVC.
different climate here anyway, so you got to get different material.
Change it. And so I gave my suit away. I donated it to some people and my shoes and stuff. But I'm about to get back in action because it's almost time again. So if we had a whole crew, I would take it and we would film taking you to get this. Because that'd be sweet. Yeah, because we would have to show, because you have to get sizing. Like, it's a thing. It's a thing. And it feels good, man. Ain't nothing like it. Ain't nothing like it.
You know, when you said that Coach Rowland, Coach Thomas mentioned that you should have a suit because you never know what's going to happen. This is one thing a man always need. You always need a suit, one for an interview.
Yeah.
And definitely for moments in life that are unfortunate, such as funerals.
Yeah.
Got to have that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Got to have that. You know, and then of course we all know if you are African American in the U.S. and you're in a family, that's a good one. That's a good one. You have a family where there's a lot of church members.
Oh man!
Listen, you need a suit for Easter Sunday.
But
don't play.
But don't get an Easter Sunday suit though. Having a church, that's a different energy right there. We ain't gonna put you there. And you are a Christian too, so
okay.
You know what I'm saying? But you guys can have your traditional wear too, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so that can be a little bit different. Yeah, they do their things. Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll see. Well, we're gonna get you right, but yeah. But for our young bucks though, like for our young bucks that are listening, like that's probably something we can get into a little bit later as the company grows and things. But those things are important for us because some people don't have the male figures around to help them maneuver through that space. And for me, I had to be taught those things. And so being able to tie my tie in 10th grade and know how to go through that. And
you understand, that's big time.
Big. I was a lot of people that I knew that was doing clip-ons when they was about 20, 21.
Yeah.
And like I was being able to get it. And so that's something that you also got to do. And, you know, there's a fine line between like, you know, they're faking it before you make it, but you got to walk the part so that you know you belong and people around you know that you feel like you belong, right? And so sometimes you may not be in a certain space because you don't have the time, maybe you don't have the money that some of the people have or the success, but you know you going in that direction. And so you got to let people know what time it is when you walk in the door. You got to let them know that I'm not here yet, but I'm hungry and I'm coming for your spot. And I want you to know is that this is what you're getting right now.
Right.
Just wait until you see what happens when I'm really all the way there. And so, Snipes, we're gonna get you right, man. We're gonna get you right. And just to let you know, those things like the suits and those type of things, that also changes your caliber of women too, man. That changes the type of women that walk in the face. Yeah, he said, I've been waiting for you to say that. Yeah, you see, he got different haircuts since he got here too, right? You notice? Yeah, you get a good haircut, you look like your skin clear out. You might gotta talk to him off camera about what the type of razor he's using.
Oh my God!
Yeah, so
Wesley Snipes.
So let's get into some interesting stuff that we've seen around the way. So one of the things that we just seen, and I think King, this is gonna be something that, remember I told you I think you'll be when we get right, you're gonna have a retirement home or one of your main homes in Abu Dhabi. And I really think that's gonna be the case, right? And so we talked about Abu Dhabi's airport before, and you know we talked about Abu Dhabi has more water surrounding it just naturally, and so that's your thing. And so now the UAE is opening their first brewery, and it's going to be on which island is that? It's like Mariam Island or something like that. And so the brewery was previously conducted in the U.S., and you know we got a bunch of them out there. But now it's getting the licensing to actively brew alcohol. Hey, it's coming.
Whew, that's gonna be lovely.
It's coming. And I was just at Soul DXB where they had a beer garden and then they had a Patron. You know, we don't partake, but as an adult, and I know what beer gardens look like in the States. And I mean, you know,
messy.
Yeah, it ain't gonna look like that here.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be views. It's gonna be great food, great service. Like, how you feeling about that? What is that? Because
listen, just because it's a brewery there's nice breweries in the States that I go to, but just being in the UAE, I already know it's high level.
Yeah.
I don't expect anything less in the UAE. Everything here is high level, so I'm excited. I'm definitely gonna visit.
Yeah.
Multiple times.
Listen. So you guys enjoy that. But I wanted to we're gonna switch gears from what we normally do a little bit because I felt like this story was too much to ignore. And so Tyler Perry, one of our African American community and Black and brown community, period. This is a legend. This is a pioneer. This is a trendsetter. This is a change agent. This is the guy who has done a lot for a lot of people.
Yep.
And still does. And so he's finally come out with a documentary called Maxine's Baby, the Tyler Perry story. I saw it featured on Amazon Prime Video, and I am right here, right now, telling everybody that you need to go see it. You need to watch it. However you can watch it, you need to go watch it. You know, Tyler Perry is a man that receives a lot of flack, or has received a lot of flack, especially as his success has grown, about the type of content that he's delivered, the image that he portrays and sells. But what I really was appreciative of is the story we got to see of the man, of how his childhood was extremely traumatic. I'm talking about one of those where if you look at, you listen, when you hear, you like, how does anybody make it out of there in one piece at all?
Right.
And then obviously you start to hear, when you hear him talk about, hey, he's not in there, but he's super forgiving. A lot of abuse from what was believed to be his father from young, and then takes on the journey to be the Tyler Perry that we see today. Mm-hmm. And so, King, I remember how it was and how we ran into Tyler Perry at home. Mom came home, and you know, you know, they were selling DVDs on the train, in the barbershop, and at work, somebody had the plug to get the DVDs, and it's for the church plays.
Okay.
And so Tyler Perry's plays always had the gospel singers in there that was going crazy, but it was big on what people would call like the Chitlin circuit, but for theaters and arts. And so I remember watching Diary of a Mad Black Woman and All I Can Do Bad All by Myself, and being introduced to the Medea story. And it was on a DVD that was going around all of Black America. And to see, and that was in like 99. And then from then on, had all of us in the chokehold. But what about you, right? Because you're older man. You know, he's not that much older than you. What about when you were introduced to Tyler Perry?
Medea.
Yeah.
Medea, you know, just...
Was it in the movies or was it the plays?
No, I didn't see the plays until after I saw the DVD.
Okay.
And that's when I got a chance to see them. And then you realize, like, of course, when you see the DVDs, it's you know, it's jokes. It's fun. You know what I'm saying? Of course, there's always some serious drama in there, of course, you know what I'm saying? But the jokes make you overcome the traumatic experiences that, you know, you're watching in, you know, in the movie or whatever. And but you know, the plays, man, that's when you get to see, like, this is really a craft. This isn't something that somebody with a lot of money just put together and, you know, put out there for the masses to see and be entertained. Them on stage, man, is a craft.
Man.
Like they put on some, I've seen some hell of a performances with them, and I was thoroughly impressed, you know. And then you start to watch some of the other things that Tyler Perry's been doing, and you know that it was just only a matter of time when he really got everything in order where he could start taking on Hollywood a little bit more.
Yeah.
And now he's a problem.
And I want to, because I'm gonna read off some things, because I want people who aren't familiar to go back and look at this story and then get to learn. Because when Tyler Perry started to grow, people started to give him flack about the way they believed he was portraying Black communities and Black culture. A lot of people were talking about, Black people especially, were talking about how he was showing one side of the story and how it was detrimental to our community and all these other things. He's a man in a wig, blah, 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 blah. But, you know, originally he wasn't supposed to be the one to be in that dress. He had a woman to be there, but she didn't show up on that day. And so
he improvised.
He had no choice, because when you read the story, he was homeless.
Right.
He was putting all that he had into these plays, and then he wrote them, he directed them, he did everything. Everything is owned by Tyler Perry. So you think about it, you've been putting your whole life into this, and now this is a story based on your mom, and you're saying, hey, nobody is going to be here to do it. I got to do the show. It's at 3.
Yeah. And nobody knows it better than you.
Nobody knows it better than you, so I got to tap into this, and so now it's this, and now it's so good I can't let it go. Right. Like, boom. And he is portraying a very, very prevalent side of of our life. Like, it's not like he's making anything up. So this is Tyler Perry, right? The mastermind behind 24 feature films, 20 stage plays, 17 television shows, and 2 New York Times best-selling books, right? He's built an empire. He's built his own Tyler Perry Studios homes. Now, he bought the plot from a Confederate Army general, right? He owns, I forget how many acres it is. Check out how many acres it is, but he pretty much has his own Hollywood. He does any and everything on his own land that he bought in Atlanta.
Yep,
right?
own studio, yep.
Nobody else has done that. And so obviously he is a billionaire now, and so he bought 330 acres and made that the Tyler Perry Studios. And on that studio land, he has highlighted Cicely Tyson, Whoopi Goldberg, Spike Lee, R.C. Davis, like all of those greats. Each one of them have a stage named after them. And then all those people that were Black and lost without a job, he's giving them jobs again, right? And, you know, a guy like Spike Lee was, you know, he NYU graduate. You know, Spike has one of the most definitive filming styles. You know how when Spike does his solo shoots, and it's like the camera's moving away, but it's also coming forward. You know, he created that, right? And so, you know, he's an artistic guy. And so he was one that was really critical of him now. But you see now that he's getting the flowers and he's getting them from Tyler Perry. But I'm looking at this and I'm like, man, this is a kid who used to get beat by what he thought was his dad. He would hide underneath the house in New Orleans, right? Like it was unreal. And to come, I think 30 years later, to find out that the man was beating him because he found out that he wasn't actually his child. Like it's a crazy story. Odds are unreal. But when I was telling you this story, OG, you said something interesting to me. You started to talk about how our younger generation really doesn't understand the full story about people. And Tyler Perry is one of those guys where everybody was talking, but not really understanding the full story about something. This is a man who, everything that he put out, King, he funded.
Right.
Everything he put out, he funded. He owned 100% of that. What?
Right.
What?
Not many people are bold enough to do that.
Man.
You know, the old saying is, you want to invest in something, use other people's money.
Yeah, OPM. But when I was telling you about this, because I saw it spark a nerve, and you're like, yo, this is exactly why I tell you about the older guys. Right? And what were you getting at with that?
I think, in particular, we brought up Stephen A. Smith first.
Yeah.
Because, you know, he's a media figure, and I mean, he's in our face, in our ears every single day, multiple times, because he is ESPN. Mm-hmm. He is, you know, and so many people say that he's a industry puppet because there may be something that he says that they don't agree with, or maybe he doesn't say something at all, and people are in an uproar about that. And so, you know, I said that, like, no one knows exactly what someone like a Stephen A. Smith or Tyler Perry has gone through to get where they are. So who are we to judge everything that they do with the fine-tooth comb? That doesn't make sense, because, you know, there's other things at play here, you know, whether it be their personal opinion, or maybe there's, you know, constraints considering their job, you know, or their livelihood. So I just immediately thought of him, man, because he takes a beating from people. He doesn't back down.
Yeah.
You know, he's unapologetically who he is. And he has done more for people just starting out, no matter what race you are, people just starting out in his field, you know, in journalism, than a lot of people that are commenting has ever done in their life.
Yeah.
You know, and that's where Tyler Perry is. And you mentioned how Spike Lee and some other people had a negative perception of Tyler Perry. You don't know what he was doing behind the scenes. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing. We got to start giving people the benefit of the doubt until we find out otherwise.
Yeah.
You know, and that is somewhat like Jay-Z. When Jay-Z signed to work on with the NFL, everybody called him a sellout.
Yeah. He ain't waver.
Yeah, he's doing bigger things than we expected.
Yeah, and including us, including the people that got him there. And so that's always, you know, that road to the top is less traveled.
Yep.
Right. There aren't many people that can get on this and take these speed bumps, these potholes, and, you know, these different traffic jams. They can't. A lot of people that's not going to withstand that energy, man. It's tough. And it's not meant for everybody, because to do what Tyler Perry has done, to do what Oprah has done, and regardless of what anybody may feel about them now that they are considered the elite, you have to get there.
Right.
Like what you do when you get there, whatever, but you had to get there. It's hard. And it's even harder to remain there.
Right.
It's even harder. And it's even harder to remain there and keep your integrity, right?
Right.
I mean, look at Combs, right? Like it comes down to who can be consistent in the way that they approach and their character on top of working and just getting there. And so sometimes it sucks because some people like Tyler Perry, you get to this space because so much damage was done to you early. And so you just hone in on something and become obsessive with something that, and luckily for you,
it ain't your damn job to explain everything you do to everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody didn't help you get to where you are. Mm-hmm. Those that did, they don't say anything.
Facts.
They understand.
Facts. And in the documentary, you got a couple people who said that. But like I said, King, if you get a chance to check it out,
I'm definitely gonna check it out.
It's going.
We coming up on break soon, so I got time.
Yeah, and it's gonna be one. You could be like, damn, like he just held it down. He held it down. It's a story that anybody that's trying to build something can just understand. Like if you really know in your heart that this is the right thing to do, and you're doing what you're supposed to do to get there, you just got to keep pushing and believe. And so, on the flip side of that, right? We talked about last episode. I ended it saying that nothing that you are given is given without giving something in return, right? Nothing. You don't get anything without giving up something. So sometimes that's something, $700 million.
That's a whole lot of something.
Sometimes that's something. It's $700 million. And I am not familiar with this guy's game, and I'm sorry for not being.
Me either.
Man, and so Shohei Ohtani signed a $700 million deal for 10 years with the Los Angeles Dodgers. And so it's a historic contract because he was going to see, I guess it's 68. He's going to see $2 million a year. Mm-hmm. And so out of his $70 million salary per year, he's only going to receive $2 million of it, and he's going to defer his $68 million. And so that's going
680.
Well, yeah, 680 total, 68 per year, right? And so what that does is it significantly lowers the team's payroll and potential tax burden. And so what does that do? That opens up room to sign more people, continue to bolster the roster, and it's a new structure though, right? Because you don't see anybody saying that, hey, I only want 3% of my earnings. I'll take the other 97% in 8 years. I think he's saying between 2034 and 43, he'll be paid the bulk of his money that he's deferring right now, right? And so the deferral was his idea. And so they say he was mainly motivated by the thought of helping the Dodgers sign other players and made it easier so that basically he's putting together, I want to win.
I want to win.
And what makes it easier to do that? When you're getting $45 million annually off the field in endorsements. Yep. And so, King, we talk about contracts every now and then. The last time we talked about one significantly was Patrick Mahomes, because I think he got $500 million.
Yep.
And you talked about, he's like, I don't know if I would have done that, because you need to make sure you got an offensive line and everything else and all that other good stuff. And right now, you look, the Kansas City Chiefs are struggling. Mm-hmm. They don't have the same dynamic. And in fact, Mahomes is frustrated.
Right.
I think he visibly got upset with somebody on the sideline recently, right? Mm. And so when you see this, because this is basically what you said, what you've been saying, prioritize your money, prioritize winning, you get your money regardless.
Yeah, if you're a great player, we all know, in today's sports world, you're going to get your money. Mm-hmm. No question. It's just, long gone are the days where you can get a guy like Magic Johnson and pay him, far less than, what his true market value is. Those days are gone. You know what I'm saying? And, you're going to be rich no matter what. But what do you want your legacy to be?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Are you going to have the legacy where you're the greatest player of all time? Maybe, maybe not. But you want to give yourself the opportunity. Mm-hmm. And how do you give yourself the opportunity? You become a winner. And whether you're one of the greatest players in your sport or not, you still want to win. Yeah. Everybody's playing to win a championship, or you should be playing to win a championship, rather. So, hey man, I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
Slim, deferring $68 million a year. What a luxury that is.
That's crazy.
That's insane. And so rarely do you see that though. But do you think it works out in his favor for the team?
We'll see. We'll see what management does.
Now that's my next.
They could go and completely screw it up.
Yeah, that's my next question, because I'm not familiar with baseball, right? And for those of you that don't know, baseball money is the real money. Since I've been alive 31 years, and as long as I've been alive, baseball has always been the highest paid players in all of sports. At least they might still be number two to football and internationally, but I think they might be highest in annual. So they've been getting this type of money since forever.
I think the NBA is up there with them now.
The NBA is creeping up
because
it's creeping up because the TV deals are getting there.
Because the one thing with baseball, it's double the games. It's 160 games, something like that.
It's 700 million.
Yeah. Oof.
Man. And so now when I look at this, does this put more pressure on ownerships now? Because if somebody does take these type of deals more often, is that now switching gears and putting more pressure on management, not ownership, management? Because the owner is probably like, hey, and this is a risk because you are still a player, right? And I mean, your commodity, like there could be another you, right? It's a risk. And
how's it a risk for him?
I mean, is any of this guaranteed? I don't know. Or they don't do what they got to do. It's guaranteed regardless.
Yeah, it's baseball. Damn. Yeah. Football, NFL.
So it's basically just a good gesture, huh?
Yeah.
It's a great gesture.
Now it puts more pressure on management to get the job done.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, if it doesn't work, it was his idea.
Yeah.
So so you don't know how they're really going to go about things. Now they would be smart, like, yo, we just got gifted.
Man,
we got to make this work.
Man.
But now, if management comes to you and says, "This is what we want to do," and then they don't get the job, then that's a problem.
Yeah, more power.
But that's the team that Magic Johnson owns.
Los Angeles Dodgers.
Oh, so yeah, they straight.
Yeah, and I believe they just won. They aren't too far removed from winning the World Series too, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. But we don't have any baseball guys over here, so I can't tell you.
You gonna look it up? Are you gonna look it up?
Yeah, he's making faces and shit, right? And so we'll get right into it with somebody we haven't talked about in a little while, Prime Time. It's just been reported that Colorado home games, and they only played, 6 home games, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. They played 12 games.
They were 4-8.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
6 home games. In 6 home games, Colorado's home games boosted the local economy by $113.2 million.
Crazy.
An estimated $72 million was direct economic impact from visitors, organizers, media, and sponsors on things like lodging, transportation, retail, food, and beverage. King, what they got to say, King? And look up how much he brought to Jackson too. What they got to say now, King?
I mean, there's nothing to say, man.
And what did I may not be all the way up, but what he got coming in?
He's already got 2 of the top linemen coming in because that's what that's one of their weaknesses.
I think, matter of fact, I just seen that he got 6 in total. Mm-hmm. He got 6 transfers.
Yeah, and then he's got a couple receivers coming in that are dogs. I mean, he's got a quarterback that's coming in to take his son's place. So.
Oh, he got a dog coming in.
Yeah, listen, he lost 2-3 guys. He replaced them already. And the people saying he lost them, you don't know. Those guys may have left knowing that he got these guys coming.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Yeah.
But, again, who would not want to play for him seeing what they did this year and knowing that they were just a few linemen away?
And Colorado coming. Nike about to have to get in their own special little pack and everything. All you people that think that we jumped off the bandwagon and stuff, no, we still here. Everything for Prime is
No, we said it.
Yeah.
We said his skill players are crazy, but we knew that to win in the Power 5 conferences, you got to have those big boys up front.
Yeah.
Because Shedeur Sanders, when he has time back there, he's a Heisman candidate.
Yeah.
But when he's fighting for his life, every down, then of course, it's going to minimize his effectiveness. You put anybody that's a Heisman candidate behind that offensive line this year, they're not a Heisman candidate.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's a matter of time.
Put some respect on it.
And hell, they won 1 game the year before. Shit.
Put some respect on it. And like you said, they should have. There are a bunch of those games that they could have won too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So. And this $185 million number that you brought me is for what? Is that for Jackson, Mississippi? $185 million in advertising opportunities. Listen, man, ain't nothing.
For Jackson, Mississippi, that 185 is really like 500 million.
Man, ain't nothing you can ever tell me. Ain't nothing you can ever tell me about that man right there.
Again, that's a situation, almost like Tyler Perry, Jay-Z, somebody's always got to say something. You're not going to make everybody happy.
And that's another thing is people hate to see somebody that can do every damn thing.
Yep.
Ain't too much that Prime. I'm sitting here trying to find the video of Prime and his music video. I'm trying to find it. Prime was on. Jimmy? Saturday Night Live. Yep. All red, right?
I don't remember what color.
And
but
the video.
He's got a video of it though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can easily find it.
Yeah.
Listen, man, Deion Sanders. Listen, man, the guy was one of the top baseball players and football players at the same time.
And track too.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
What can he do?
So let's go ahead and get into this.
He was NIL before NIL.
Let's get into this NBA update, man. Pistons lose 20 straight, King, but Monty Williams is encouraged.
Yeah, because he got $80 million. Shit, How do you think they were going to get him to take that job? They had to double it up. That's trust the process for the next 5 years. It's going to be hard to get. It's hard to get major free agents to go there. I know it's Detroit. I know they've been revitalizing downtown and everything. But remember, you've never been to Detroit in December and January and February.
Isn't it them Great Lakes, right?
Listen, it's on it.
Yeah, man.
Cold.
Monty, I ain't gonna say nothing bad about Monty, man.
I'm not.
Just keep working. Keep trying.
I'm just saying.
You got some time, but
you got a lot of time.
We talked about it. Ja Morant coming back
Yep.
in the last episode. Then we saw the videos just now of him in court because testifying against the civil suit of him roughing Young Buck up.
Yep. Self-defense, right?
Self-defense. He said Young Buck threatened him. He pulled up his pants like he's ready to fight, which is a threat. Bro, you got to be prepared or you're going to be getting hit first. And so, interesting time. Job is ready for you to get back on the court. We'll see what Pops do because that's what I'm watching too.
Yeah.
I'm watching how Pops reacts and if he makes some changes. But what I want to talk about for our basketball segment before we head out of here is Wimby.
Man, get his name right, man.
Yeah, Wimby.
How do you say it?
Wimby, right? Wimby.
Yeah.
Vic, Big Dog Vic, all right? So we came into this, everybody was saying how he was the greatest prospect since sliced bread. He was the one and the only. He's going to change the league. Everybody needs to be afraid. This and that. The Spurs just lost 17 straight games. As of today, we're filming December 12th. They lost 17 straight games, King. 17 straight games. Now I know my boy's been hitting me saying that Pop in San Antonio got to do a better job because the kid with the blonde, purple, blue hair, he changes his hair every week. I forgot his name, but he playing point guard and he doing a terrible job at it. And they saying they got to get him a point guard. Even though I thought, Trey Jones, Tyus Jones' younger brother from Duke, and Devontae Graham was there doing it by committee, but they said they're not doing a good job. But I don't care. King. Like, you remember that team LeBron came in on in Cleveland in 03?
Yep.
That was DeJuan Wagner, right? I think it was DeJuan Wagner's last year. He might not have played that much. It was Ricky Davis.
Some talented players, but everything as a whole was dysfunctional.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a traditional winner like San Antonio. The power structure in San Antonio has been solid for many years, and so there's structure there. There's an environment where a young player can grow. Cleveland, listen, to go to Cleveland as an 18-year-old.
In 03.
in a tough era and get busy and automatically turn them into a winning organization is incredible.
Most people don't even remember what those jerseys used to look like back then.
Yeah.
Like Cleveland had a whole different vibe back then.
Yeah.
Ricky Davis was throwing the basketball off the backboard on the other side of the court to get his triple-double. Like, it was different vibes over there. Like, and you were sitting here and saying that this guy was a potentially better recruit, a better scout, a better whatever than LeBron, that man, James. And now we sitting here at 17 straight losses. And my biggest issue is the fact that he's 7'6".
Yeah.
So as for people that don't understand why I'm pointing out the height, I'm pointing that out because now you at 7'6", you're mobile, you're agile, you got all these different skill sets. You impact the game like nobody else.
Yeah.
You're talking about defensively, you're talking about the type of shots you create, what type of energy you can bring to a game. Like, you can change the entire course of the game.
Yep.
We just talked about what AD did the other day when he decided to be a monster.
Yep.
And nobody could do anything about it. When Embiid decides to take anybody and everybody to the block and just own the paint. When Joker, who is Joker, decides to do that. When Giannis decides to do that. And now none of them can shoot threes or take the ball and handle like you do off the dribble. So why we can't win 2-3 games in a row? Why are we losing 17 straight?
Yeah, we're not even asking for 2 or 3 in a row. Just if it's 17 straight that you've lost, out of that 17, there's got to be a sprinkle of 4 wins. There got to be something.
You got a total of 3, and then you gonna try to tell me he rookie of the year. Watch. No, sir. Not in my eyes.
How old is Wemby?
And you played pro.
Yeah, you played professionally already.
You played pro, which y'all told me was going to be the big difference. That's what they told me. He played pro. Now, Chet Holmgren, on the other hand, every time I'm looking at a game, I'm looking at Chet like Chet is supposed to be here. And he's supposed to be here for a long time. Chet is out here cooking. And he's cooking against Warriors.
Man, give Wemby some time, man. He's going to be all right.
But he's supposed to be better than Bron. Man, and I'm not even the LeBron savior when it comes to that type of stuff. But y'all got to relax, man. The international stars are going to come anyway. We don't have to go fishing. They're going to come. But, OG, man, that's episode 7. That's episode 7. We got a good hour in here. I'm sure we'll have some next episodes going to be even crazier too. But what you got for us to kick it out?
Based on seeing what Snipes wore today, based on seeing the clip of Ja Morant in court, I'm going to say this for the young guys. Make sure you're always business ready. Always business ready. So you want people to not have a negative perception about you. You want people to trust you. You want people to, give you the benefit of the doubt. You at least got to look the part. Help yourself because, first impression, always makes a huge difference. And, make sure, if you're spending money and things like that on clothing, whatever, make sure you get a couple shirts and ties. Sport coat, one suit or whatever. Just as a man, you got to have one of those items. Sport coat or suit, got to have one of those items just because you got to look the part. The one thing that we all, we all get frustrated about is, man, I went in there, said my piece, and I don't think they were really feeling me. Well, you gotta, what I'm saying, you gotta earn everything that you get. And so, one of the things you do, we always talk about looking professional when the time is needed. So business ready, man, business ready.
Absolutely. And I'm going to follow it up with, it's something that everybody is saying. Everybody's saying around the way. People have been saying it within the community. Stack them days, right? There's a quote that Chris Paul's had out telling his young boy, you just got to keep stacking days. Just keep adding, keep adding, keep adding. And that's the theory of compound interest, right? Where the compound effect is the principle of reaping huge rewards for a series of small, smart choices, right? And so if I start working today and I get 1% better today, and then tomorrow I get 2% better, And then the next day I get 3% better, then 5, then 6, then 7. And I'm stacking those days. So I'm continuously getting better and getting better and getting better. It's like if I add $1 to savings today, and then tomorrow I add 4. And then each day I continue to add an extra $1 to what I'm adding to my space. I look up and I got $100,000, right? But I was just doing small things consistently, stacking the days, and then I look up and I got $10,000 under my belt. I got 60 days straight of doing one good thing, and now my whole life done changed.
Right.
And so stack them days. And so BTG Nation, you know what it is, episode 7, you know where to find us, hoopmountain.ae, Hoop Mountain, DXB, BTG Nation. We're all over the DSPs and YouTube. Stay locked in with us. As always, keep it simple, keep it real, and keep going.
Fans from player and coach to brother, they both got views that you need to discover. From sports, current events to just life talk. Whether you on a fast break or a nice walk, gotta tune in. You already know, G, this BTG Nation, and you one of the homies. Just tune in. You already know, G, BTG Nation, the other ones in the nosebleeds.